I'm gonna start with the Nas, the markup with the Nas. New week and Nas is going up already. If you would have got in on Friday, you could have held it. Definitely. Like I said, if you would have got in on Friday, you could have held it. Because it's coming out of this weekly order block right here. This weekly buy order block right here. So I always start with the week candle. And I'm gonna do the low. You see these numbers up here? This is where I'm getting the numbers from. The open, the high, the low, and the close. So the low is 19,762.80. That's the weekly low. And the high right now is 20,028.71. Then get the Fib. Hey, Quita. Then I grab the Fib. Yeah. Why is it asking to admit now? Y'all supposed to be able to just come right in. I gotta readjust the setting. It didn't used to do that. I think I did something on the settings when I was trying to fix it. 128.71. Some use the fib to get the high and to get the middle. So the 762.80. 762.80. So, and I'm gonna mark my middle. 19,895 is the .5 level, which is your middle. 895.75. All right. Now delete the fib. So now that I got my weekly mark, and drop down here. Now these are your support and resistance. So this is your support, this is your resistance. When it breaks this mid level becomes your new resistance, and this becomes your new level of support. These red lines that you see, those are the monthly support and resistance levels. So this is your monthly level of support, and this is your monthly level of resistance. Mark from the high down, and I enter on a 4 hour based off of those levels.
What did I miss? What did I miss?
You ain't missed much. I just started like a few minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
I only marked up the weekly level for the nod. And so right now, this is the resistance level for NOS, the 19,895. So when it pulls back, It's not coming all the way back down here because this is an engulfing that came out.
The last one.
The last candle was an engulfing right here.
Right.
So it's not gonna come over here. Your entry would be right here, like the midweek resistance, so like right below here. You will look for it to break below this resistance area right here. And you can take it because being that it's on a uptrend and is coming out of this we got it coming out of a weekly order block, a weekly buy order block here. Okay, meaning that a high volume of buy orders came out of this area on a weekly time frame. Then it's gonna be heavy buy action happening. So I will only look to take buys right now. And you can literally take it up to the next order block. Like, so looking at the knot, can do it like this. You would set your stop below the resistance, and you can hold it right into the mid-month right here, which is also a 4-hour order block. But nah, stop ain't gotta be that heavy.
Hey, Tyrell.
So, oh, so you can take it to this weekly high if you want to hold it for that long, but this is a 4-hour chart. But if you scalp it, or if you don't want to hold it for that long, this right here can be a TP too. First TP right here. Because you can see this is where it was rejecting at. This midweek level right here is where it's been rejecting at. It been wicking right here, right at this level. You see? So that's why the stop ain't gotta be that you ain't gotta have a wide stop loss. You can have a tight stop loss on this. But especially once you get a candle that closes above this, it's not gonna and during New York session, it's not gonna pull back too much. It's not gonna pull back too much past that resistance. Actually, like if you waited to New York session to get in, you could wait for it to break below this a little below the resistance and get in. Or you can set a buy limit around here and give yourself some room in the stop, and it's gonna go back up. It's gonna go up. So this could be a TP1 and this could be a TP2 on an eyes. And for the 30, move this. So I got the 30 already marked, but I'm gonna show you how the markers for the 30. Weekly, 30 is also coming out of a weekly a weekly buy order block as well. If y'all don't already have the indicator that put the order blocks on there for you, this is the indicator right here to put to put the order blocks. It's order block with real-time fib. You can remove the fib off of it, but you want to have the this on here if you don't know how to locate order block. Okay, but if you don't know how to locate order blocks, the order block, locating the order block is just the candle before it changed direction. So the candle here is an order block because this is the last buy candle before it changed to a sell. This is a buy order block because this is the last sell candle before it changed direction to a buy. So that's how you're locating your order blocks.
Mm.
If you don't
And the one
actually
before
have,
that?
huh?
The one before that?
I didn't even hear you. What'd you say?
The one before that. The one before that.
The one before that. So this one right, it would be this one. This would be this right here. This candle right here would be the order block because this is the last candle before they change the direction. So that would be the sell order block on the weekly. This is the sell or this is the buy order block right here on a weekly that is coming out of.
Okay.
Because this was the last sell candle before it changed direction to a buy. This is also a buy order block here on a weekly. All right. So we got the weekly high is 42,233.4. So that's the weekly high right now. And the weekly low is 42,033.4.
One more time. The midweek.
The midweek,
Point to it again.
grab your fib. Yeah. It is 233.4. 4203.4. So the midweek is 118, 42,118.4. That's the midweek. 118.4. This is a weekly daily order block that is coming out of. So for the 30, I'm looking for, to be honest, I'm looking for the 30 to retrace that monthly high before the end of this month. And the end of the month is next week, Monday. But once it's gonna go like fast once it breaks this resistance level right here. That mid-month resistance or level of support, I should say, the mid-month support level. Right now it's gonna be the new resistance. But for entry, really. So I'm looking for this to come up to about 500 tomorrow. Tomorrow. And if it does pull back, when it does pull back, I should say, the entry, it may break a little above below this resistance. But this is an engulfing. Like if you wanted to set a buy limit, and this would be a wide stop, but you would set the stop below the engulfing if you set a buy limit, because that's the investment candle and they're not gonna, close out their investments. So if you set the stop wide like that when you enter and set the buy limit, it's not coming over, it's not coming below that. You could probably set it to like 995 or something. Like it's not coming below that damn candle. But my TP I set to close out this order right here, which is the day candle that it looked like it's trying to close out here. That's the day candle it's been closing out. Like that's why it's wicking in there like that. But that's why my TP is set above the mid-month resistance because I'm looking for it to break the US 30 to break that resistance mark. We'll break that level up right now. That's a level of support. But once it breaks, it's going to be the new level of resistance, and it's going to be a support. Well, support resistance, but a new level of support, and then it's going to be a resistance. I'm looking for it to break this resistance level right here. We can mark gold too. Y'all want me to mark gold too?
Sure.
Yes.
All right. So let me go ahead and do gold. Gold. Open below that month, but the way this thing often opened up here on this week, way it came down on this candle on this weekly. The weekly high is 3026. Got 250. And the weekly low is 2963. 754. The high 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 6. That 250. The low is 2963. 757. And the midweek is 295.004. It's looking like gold might be selling though.
I said it looked like it might be selling last week.
Yeah, it looked like gold might be selling. Because it's rejecting
I think I said that Friday.
yeah, if you would have got in on Friday, you would have been able to hold it. It gotta it's rejecting it's rejecting off of that so it's rejecting right here off this the weekly high. Normally if it's above the midweek like this, I would take a buy, but I wouldn't take a buy above the midweek resistance area. Well, support resistance. I wouldn't take a buy here unless it came down here. So it's rejecting off of this. It's wicking off of this weekly high level. And it looks like it's definitely selling. Just off of this little breaking structure right here. On gold. This broke the structure on a daily. Y'all can see that? Broke right here. We got this and a flat candle right here. On gold, I will be looking. It looked like it's setting up for a nice little sell. Really looking for that shit to pull back over here. Gold respects the shit out of these 4-hour buy order blocks. I say buy order blocks. Looking to take a sell. Something like this. You take it to here, to the midweek, or you can take it all the way into the buy order block that it came out of. But it will start rejecting at this level. This is where it start rejecting. My entries, I like to take my entries at the level of support or resistance and set the stop above the previous engulfing candle, previous investment candle. So my stops ain't gotta be that wide, and I can hold the trade and it has breathing room. So if you patient enough to let it come up to that weekly level of support, it's a higher time frame level of support. So you're taking it from the weekly levels of support and resistance. So that's why I'm able to hold the trades for longer and and make my stop loss tighter on any pair. So Millie, you want me to mark up GJ?
Yes, ma'am. Please do.
All right. So this is what we looking at for gold here on the sell for gold. So your entry would be close to 326. Take profit would be 29, like the midweek resistance, the midweek level of resistance. PJ is coming out of also coming out of a weekly order block. The the high or the low, let's start with the low, is 190. Weekly low is 191.871. The weekly high is 193.751. So, your midweek is 192.811.
That's the mid,
That's the
right?
midweek. You
Okay.
echoing, Jazz. You in here twice? Because your thing is echoing.
Yeah, got the phone and
You gotta
computer.
mute the other one.
Okay. Am I still echoing?
Yeah.
All right, I'll keep both of you.
So we got a daily order block right here that it's been buying from. And a 4-hour order block right here. The buy is definitely gonna continue on DJ, but it gotta pull back some before you enter. I will let it pull back some because it's right at the weekly high. This is where it's going though. Like DPY is coming up here. I'm probably that's the monthly high. Looking for it to reject though. This would have been your entry right down here. This would be your entry. Gotta wait for it to pull back. It's not gonna pull back that far. I just don't see it pulling back that far. Because this is where the day started out at. I don't think it's gonna pull back. Because this is where it's been rejecting at. It's still going up. Yeah. This is the daily order block right here. So overall, it's gonna come into this daily order block up here. But you gotta let it pull back to get a good entry. So let it pull back some, really, and before you enter. Because if you didn't catch it
Okay, ma'am.
when it opened right here, you gotta wait for it to like pull back. You gotta wait for the pullback. The pullback probably gonna happen like around London. It might pull back around London a little. Trend. Entry somewhere around there. Yeah. Pull back to the trend line. Around there would be an entry. Under here would be a stop. Break below this trend line. And now it's rejecting the weekly high. Right now it's rejecting that weekly high. But on a long, that's where it's going. The DJ. You want it to break below your trend before you enter. Any other chart y'all want me to mark up or any questions? Any questions?
No.
Okay.
I came in a little late, so I was just wondering if y'all already did and Nasdaq.
I did do Nas already. Um, so for Nas, I'm looking at the entry for the midweek uh level of support right here. I'm looking to enter when it breaks this level of support, the midweek level of support, which is 18,895 for now. And I'm looking to take profit when it pulls up into the mid-month level of support, which is also a 4-hour order block, 4-hour sell order block.
Okay.
So this is my marking for now. I know y'all don't be holding it for like if y'all scalpers, you can still use these levels of support, these same levels of support and resistance as a scalper. So if you're a scalper and you only looking to take it short term, I'm gonna just give you an example on like if you're a scalper. If you're a scalper and you're looking at the 15-minute and you already got these levels pre-marked, the weekly levels pre-marked from if it's below this midweek, I'm selling. If it's above this midweek, I'm buying. Okay? That's just the rules of thumb, like how I use this. I use these levels of support and resistance. If it's below, I'm looking to sell. If it's above, I'm looking to buy. But if it came to a weekly high, if it came to the weekly high and it's rejecting, then I'm looking to sell from the weekly high. If it came here and it's rejecting, then I'm looking to buy. But as a scalper, and you're holding it and it already came here and you see it rejecting here, you can take it up to like the next order block, or you can take it up and hold it for a few pips to the rejection, to the level of rejection, to where you see it rejecting that. Like if I wanted to take a scalp right here, and I can take this right here on the scalp, to where it's rejecting it on the scalp. That's a short hold, a short buy right here. But it's still within the means of the same strategy and the same using the same levels. So it don't matter if you're using it as a scalp, like, and you know it got to pull back to a level, you can take that, you can take it on that pullback. Only if you're more experienced as a trader. Any questions or any other chart y'all want me to mark up? Marked up gold, we marked up Nas, we marked up GJ. And we went over the entries and the exits. All right, so no questions and no questions on how to find or how to locate your entry or where you taking your entries at. Okay, so there's no questions and no answers right here. You know, okay, I'll do EJ. Yeah. I'm gonna do EJ. JPYs is dying. We got this weekly order block right here. See? Heavy buy action. Got it coming out the weekly order block. Heavy on the buy action. When I'm in profit, I move my stop loss. I do move my stop loss into profit. I always move my stop loss into profit, especially when I'm heavy in profit. I always move it up, not to break even. I move it into profit. I'm not breaking even. I'm not leaving the market with no money. Only way I'm setting it to break even is if like it's not that much into profit, then I might put it to break even. But when I'm like heavy in profit, I'm moving it into profit. I'm moving it to secure half my profit on a swing. So weekly low is 160.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
So you moved into profit. So should I say?
I always move it into profit. Like if I'm in profit and for instance, like if I'm in profit and I'm like $1,000 in profit, or if I'm like $800 in profit, I'm gonna secure half of them profits. That way, if it pulls back, it's not pulling me out of the trade. If it pulls back past my entry, I can just re-enter, and I already secured half of my profits. So I don't move it to only time I move to break even if it's like I see it going up and it pulls back. If I know it got to pull back a little, I might secure it to break even. Only way I'm securing it to break even if I know it's not going to pull back past my entry. But if I plan for it to pull back past my entry, I'm gonna break even. If I plan for it to pull back past my entry, I'll break even so that I can get a lower entry. The high is 162, 317. I gotta do the monthly on this because I didn't monthly candle. The monthly candle was wicked. The monthly high is 164. Monthly low 155. Yeah, 59. I only do the monthlies at the beginning of the month, but I didn't do this monthly at all, so that's why I'm doing it now. 64, 180. The mid month is 159.890. Then I'll go over to the weekly. The high 162, 317. And the low 709. One six one dot 513. Right now, we got EJ rejecting the midweek. And it's also coming out of a daily sell order block. Like it rejected out of this daily sell order block right here. Right now, we got a rejector, but this is a momentum candle. So the rejection is not going to go that far. Let me see what's going to reject. It look like this buy is not done buying. I don't think it's done buying. It broke the trend. I don't think EJ is done buying, but it did break because we got a. This is a when you use Hakanashi candles tell you the which direction the trend is going based off of how the candle opens. So when a Hakanashi candle opens up like this with this flat bottom, that's indicating that there's still buying momentum. So when you see these flat like this, it's telling you that this is a sell trend. The flat tops is telling you it's in sell trend. When you see the flat bottoms, it's in buy trend. It's buying momentum. So while it's pulling back and it's rejecting its weekly high, it might be only rejecting the weekly high for it to continue in a buy, for the buy to continue. So if you see it on a lower time frame, you might see it rejecting. You see it right now that it's rejecting it right now. Also out of a order block, it's rejecting out of a lower time frame order block. But the buy is not done yet. I don't think the buy-in is done yet. I think this is just a pullback that what it's doing right now because we got it rejecting the weekly high level.
It's always going to indicate
Huh?
it's always going to indicate a flat top.
Yeah. So the flat top is telling you that what trend it is in, which like the trend of the market, because Hakanashi candles open up based off of the direction of price. So if price is moving up, it's gonna open up in the direction that price is moving. And if price is moving down, it's gonna open up in the direction of which price is already moving. So price is already moving up right here on a higher time frame. You see that price was already moving up from here. So it opens up midway of the previous candle. Like if you see it, it opens up like not midway, like one, I forgot the exact number, but it opens up like at the halfway point of the previous candle. You see? So it'll tell you which direction that price is moving in.
All the time.
All the time. When you use Hakanashi candles, it always tells you which direction that price is moving in. And depending on how large the candle, like this candle just opened up within the last hour. So this is telling me that it's still buying momentum in the market. Like But this is a doji candle on a daily. Buy doji candle on a daily, but this is also a daily order block on a daily sell order block right here. So but I'm looking for it to come up and retest this monthly high before it sells. If it's gonna sell, I gotta retest the confirmation. I gotta retest this price, this 164 price. So that's what tells me that the buy is probably not it's not done. Because I gotta retest this price. We're in a buy right now. But on a 4 hour, it's telling us that this is not done buying. On a pullback, I would get in like this. Oh, definitely wait for it to pull back. But this moves during EJ moves during London, Tokyo session. So right now we in Tokyo, so you do see it moving, but it's gonna move way more during London. Like overall, I gotta come back up here to retest price. Price never retested the high. So it has to retest the high. But here, depending on your risk tolerance, your tolerance for risk, you can set a set that when it pulls back, you can set a tight stop. This would be a TP1. This in here would be a TP2, a TP3, TP1, yeah, TP2, and inside this to the order block. And TP3 would be your monthly high. Because it already broke above this mid-month. It's not coming back down no time. Like not that far. Right now you're seeing a pullback, but this flat candle tells me that it's buying momentum. All right, any other questions? All right, since we don't got no other questions, we're gonna wrap this up. All right, so just to confirm, y'all, we looking for buys on NAS and on US 30. Buying on US 30. Looking for it to break right above the mid-month. We're looking for it to break this level of resistance. Looking for it to break the resistance on the mid-month. So if you're not looking for it to break, I mean, you can take it to this as a take profit, but I'm looking for it to break. So you could take that as a 500 as a take profit, or 350 as a take profit for US 30. For NAS, looking for NAS to come and break maybe a little below this. It might break a little below this because this is definitely a momentum candle. You can set your stop right under the level of resistance, and you can set your TP to the mid-month resistance level, mid-month level of resistance, which is also a 4 hour order block far as the order block. So that's where you'll probably start seeing the rejection at. And for gold, the 4-hour candle just opened up for gold 15 minutes ago. And it is selling. Well, gold, I'm looking to sell. That sells on gold. We got it like hovering around this weekly, the weekly level of support or weekly level resistance. We're looking to take it to the right here to the midweek. It's dropping already. It's already dropping for gold. It's already at a level to sell. You want to enter on gold. It ain't too much further from the resistance. It'll set your stop above this engulfing. So you gotta adjust your lot size. Set it above this engulfing right here. And for GJ, for gold, we looking for sells. For Nas and US30, we looking for buys. GJ also looking for buys. Just waiting for it to pull back some. If you could take, to be honest, you could take GJ. I told you, all the way up into this order block. Gold, GJ, we looking for buys. You'll be looking for a buy on GJ. I really don't think GJ is pulling all the way back to this level of resistance. Just based off of this engulfing that we got right here. Looking for buys on GJ too. This video will be available. So I only keep the videos up once the ones I'll make available on YouTube for a week. So this video, unless you're within the Discord and you have access to the recorded sessions, the video is available on YouTube only for a week. After a week, it's only available to the group. So if you ain't in the Discord, then you won't have it past a week. So it'll be there for a week for you to go back and review on what your weekly outlook is. So if we don't got no other questions, and we already know what we're looking for, it's only time to get this money. Like, y'all know what y'all looking for. Y'all know what y'all weekly outlook is. Okay? Follow those levels. Those levels is some key levels. Your weekly levels are your is higher time frame levels. So you want to use those levels as your support and resistance. You got no more questions? We're going to go ahead and end it. Let's get this money. Stop playing. Stop missing these trades. Okay? If your chart is marked up, you don't have to wait for me to call out the entry. You should know where to get in at. Yes, I'm going to call out calls, but you don't have to wait. If you mark up the chart markings are so that you can know where to enter in the trade. It's marked up like that so you can know where to enter. All right, y'all, let's get this money. It's over and out.
Let's get this money.
Let's get this money.
Retweet.
Bitch.